This is Jani Basha. Welcome to the SQL crash course for complete beginners. In this video, I am going to cover what is SQL and why to learn it. What is data? What is database and its types? What is DBMS? What are SQL dialects? Let's begin with why to learn SQL. Every company uses it. Banks, hospitals, schools, e-commerce, startups, big organizations, everyone has data. They all need to manage data. They store all their data in databases which managed with SQL. The next one is it's easy to learn. If you are completely beginner, if you don't need any prerequisites to learn SQL. It's almost like a plain English. So it's a low barrier to entry. The next one is SQL can handle big data. With the optimized queries, you can query millions of rows within seconds. It works everywhere. If you learn SQL in SQL Server, you can use the same knowledge, the same syntax almost in PostgreSQL, SQLite and MySQL also. There are slightly differences in syntax, but almost the same. If you learn in one thing, in one database management system, you can use that in other also. The one more thing is great career and salary. If you learn SQL, the SQL is in actually high demand. If you learn SQL, there are high chances that you grow and increase your salary in your current organization, in your career. The next one is it opens more doors. If you learn SQL, you can enter into the data analyst roles, data engineer, data scientist, business intelligence, machine learning, and DBA roles. Now, let's understand what is data. Well, data is a raw, unprocessed facts and figures. Like it's maybe numbers, text, dates, images, anything. So something on its their own, they have no meaning until they are organized and interpreted. Let's take for example 42 John, we have 2024 and a date. Now we need to convert this data into the information. What we do is we need to process and organize them, like John and 42K in January. So now the same data, but they are organized and processed so that we can understand. Now, with this information, we can generate insights or knowledge. Let's take John is the top earner in Q1. So this is an insight we got from the available information we have. We got information by organizing and processing the raw data. Now, in data based on structure, we have three types. One, structured data. It's actually tables, rows and columns. There are some relations between these tables. This is called structured data. The second one is semi-structured data. These are mostly the JSON files, XML files included in this semi-structured data. There are no there will be relation, but not as much as strong as this relational. The third one is unstructured data. Mostly all the images, PDFs, videos, all falls under this unstructured category. Now let's look into what is SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is used to communicate with relational databases. It's just a language, like I'm using English language to communicate with you. Similarly, we use the structured query language to talk to the relational databases. It was developed by IBM in 1970s. We perform read, write, update, delete, all these operations on database using this structured query language. This language is used by every company in their day-to-day operations. Now, let's look into what is a database. By definition, it's a collection of structured information or data stored electronically and accessed or managed by a database management system, shortly DBMS. So database is nothing but assume it as a container which stores the data. So the structure of this database is first there will be server. The server will be having database. In that, under that databases, we will be having schema. Under that schema, we will be having a table. In that table, we will be having a columns and rows. In that columns and rows, we will be having each cell. Like in our Excel, we will be having column, row, and in that column and row junction, we will be having a cell. In that cell, we will be having the data, raw data. Now let's look into the types of databases. Mostly we divide the databases in two types. One is relational database and non-relational databases. The relational databases, they are like Excel spreadsheets, but they are connected, mostly powerfully connected between each tables. Let's take for example, here we can see ID, name, department, salary. So these are all structured data. So this is a relational databases. The relational databases actually, for example, MySQL, SQL Server, Postgres, SQLite, Oracle, all these comes under relational databases. Now, in non-relational databases, the data is stored in JSON, XML formats. So they are mostly like key value pairs, graphs. There is no fixed structure, table structure here. There are also no connected between these data. The examples are MongoDB, Redis, Firebase, Cassandra. All these are non-relational databases. Now let's look at what is a DBMS. DBMS stands for Database Management System. It is a software that creates, manages, and controls access to the database. For example, SQL Server is a database management system, but it is actually a relational database management system. Let's take an example. Now you write a SQL in SSMS. The SSMS sends it to the SQL server. Now the SQL server executes it on the database and the result returned to the SSMS again. So this is the process, how it actually works. We have some different types of database management systems. For relational database management systems, we have MySQL, SQL Server, PostgreSQL. For non-relational, for NoSQL databases, we'll be having MongoDB, Redis. Currently, cloud fully managed databases are also there, like Azure SQL DB, AWS relational database. So these are cloud fully managed database management systems. Now there are some dialects in SQLs. SQL has standard ANSI SQL, but each database vendor adds its own flavor. Like for example, Microsoft SQL Server, it has Transact SQL, TSQL we call it. We are going to use this in this course to learn SQL. Second one is Procedural Language SQL. This is usually used in Oracle databases. The third one is MySQL. This MySQL is My Structured Query Language. It was used in MySQL or MariaDB. The fourth one is PostgreSQL. This is shortly called Postgres. The last one is SQLite. This is lightweight SQL. It was used in SQLite. It was actually used in SQLite is used in mobile application web apps. Our next topic will include the basic SQL commands.